Hello, my name is Adam and this is YouTube channel Adam FUSEMAN, and right now I have on my wonderful amazing coach 2 guests and one more just right here, but it doesn't want it to be showed up. So Kэtrин,
hey there,
Elizabeth Howard and
Jennifer Motti.
Maybe some of the people knows who is Kэtrin.
Should we do an introduction?
Yeah.
So if you don't know me, probably a lot of people don't know me. Some people do if you're in HVAC or plumbing. But my name is Kэtrин Elizabeth on social media, Kэtrin Elizabeth Howard. And I work in the industry. I worked lots of jobs in the industry: CSR, service technician, service manager, sales in HVAC. HVAC is my trade. Before I went into growing businesses, I worked for my brother Tom Howard at Fetch-A-Tech. He's recently put out the book Fetching Millions about how we built and sold that company. And then I worked for Lee's Air recently through some really amazing growth we had organically and with acquisitions, and some really amazing people there. I was very fortunate, and we are preparing to exit. We talk a lot about that at Lee's, the project that we had the past 2 years, and now moving into a consulting space to work with a lot of different businesses on the systematic formula to iconic culture to drive high performance teams in our industry, and seeing what I can do to make an impact for blue collar people.
Guys,
you like it?
It's like a well prepared.
I wasn't ready.
I was ready. I was prepared for this moment of
there
my life.
You go.
All right, what about you?
What about you?
What Kэtrин left out is that the name of her consulting group is KP Performance Group. And I am currently, my introduction is going to be way shorter. I'm currently working for Kэtrин as her Director of Performance Operations. So a little more behind the scenes, but definitely with her traveling.
Jen's very organized. And anyone that works with me knows I'm very creative.
Oh,
it sounds better than saying I'm not organized.
Not chaotic.
I'm not in charge of the paperwork. I made a rule at Lee's. I was not in charge of any paperwork. I told Tom I cannot do any paperwork. I am not in charge of any paperwork. It's a rule. He said, why? I said, because it does not get done, Tom.
So let's get from start.
Okay.
Where did you born?
Where was I born?
Yeah.
I was actually born in Lodi, California.
Really?
Yeah.
Not like Tom?
Nope.
Somewhere in Ohio?
Indiana. Tom was born in Gary, Indiana, and I was born in Lodi, California.
California.
Right here.
Okay.
Near Stockton. Our parents were living in Stockton.
I know, like, you've been living in Armenia for how many years?
I went to Armenia for a few years during COVID because Tom had Lee's here. And during COVID, it was really hard to staff in California, especially entry-level positions like the call center and some bookkeeping and things like that. He had went to Armenia for Service Titan to help get the feet on the ground for their support center that they had over there. And I was going through a divorce. I said, I think I'm going to move to Armenia. He said, can you help me and start a support center there for Lee's? I said, yes, that sounds great. I will go do it.
But before you moving, I mean, how did you start doing some stuff in trades?
In the trades, that was it, actually, going to Armenia. I was not working in the trades. I was a mom. I had my children. I was raising kids. I was doing network marketing online. So I had this like income that came in from anywhere. At that point in time, this is like 2019, 2020, I opened a gym. Yeah, a gym. It was called, crazy.
Where? Which city?
Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I was living there with my children. My youngest child had gone to kindergarten, to school. And so I had gained a lot of weight, and I was like working, and I'd lost almost 100 pounds doing all this stuff. And I'm an entrepreneur. So I am like, always at the gym. I should own the gym. So I started a gym, and that went well, but COVID came. And so at COVID, the gym closed. So that was that. And I was like, what am I going to do? And how long is COVID going to last? We didn't know. And I moved to Armenia.
Okay, too much information. Let's start from the beginning more. So Southern California, Stockton place. You grew there, or
No.
what was the story?
Our parents got divorced right when I was born. My mom, she moved us all over the place, lots of places all over the country, where my father ended up moving from Stockton to Fresno. And that's the Fresno connection. However, we lived with my mom. We would come to Fresno in the summer to spend the summer with our father in Fresno. And that's where Tom, he ended up doing community college there because our dad was there and he could get very affordable education when he came back from his mission from Hungary. And he started community college there and got a job sweeping the floors as a helper at Lee's.
I know this story.
Yeah.
But what about you?
What about me? I moved along with my mom, lots of places. We were living in New England, southern New Hampshire, northern Massachusetts for high school. That's where Tom and I both went to high school. He graduated and I dropped out in the 10th grade. There and had a child. I had my oldest son, he's going to be 23 in November, and I had him when I was 16 years old in New England. So I kind of started to become a mother very young. I have 4 children.
Which year?
Now, 2000.
I mean, no. What age you've been for with first kid?
16. I got pregnant at 15, had a baby at 16. When I talk to people now, I say I was 16 and pregnant long before it was a TV show. And at those times, long before it was a TV show, those times, once you were pregnant at a young age, you were pretty much forced to drop out of high school. There was no programming, there was no staying around. It was over, you need to leave, you need to take care of your child. Go ahead and go now. So I left in the 10th grade to have a baby, never graduated high school, did lots of weird jobs. I ended up selling drugs. I'm like entrepreneurial minded. We've discussed this, the gym, the drugs, all of it. I went to prison. That is not a good business. No. Exit strategy is very poor. Got out of that, did the prison thing, got out, just odd jobs, things like that, until coming to the trades. I think network marketing, the internet, social media gave me an opportunity to develop as a human, learn some skill sets, even though I didn't have an education and I had a criminal background. In that business, they don't care if you came from Yale or jail. You can show up, you can work hard, you can make money. And so then I came to the trades with a little bit of confidence because I built a business, I was making good money doing that.
So you got your graduation from college?
Yeah,
And
that's
then you
February.
February which year?
This year.
This year?
Yeah, I graduated. So there was no education in between dropping out of high school in the 10th grade. I've never returned to school since then.
But you said after you got your kids, the first kid, you started to being mother for many years, and then you started your entrepreneurial journey. Ended up with college, or
I ended up. It was at Lee's when I took over Lee's, and we had some extraordinary growth. You know, the year that we took over Lee's, we went from 34 to 68 million organic growth, even much more than that with acquisitions. And so suddenly,
in which year?
That was 2023, they did 34, 2024, 68. So as soon as we started 2024 and we're having incredible growth, Tom realized I was in way over my head and I needed some education.
I just want to clarify why I'm asking it.
Okay.
Because all of the people who are a little bit crazy, like you, for example, and like I'm saying I am crazy as well, a little bit, because just to know how everything was starting like with parents, with kids, which you went through from the whole these years with parents, with your whatever family situation. Is why I'm asking because I went through my dad and died when I was 12.
Okay.
And my mom died last year. But since 12 years old, our family, we've been poor. And I'm like in Russia. being poor in Russia and being poor in the United States, this is a big two different thing.
Oh.
It's like just you have no money and what you have to just eat what was growing in your backyard or something like that. So this is why it's my interest, the point of interest and questions from there. What about you?
What about me?
Yeah.
Not so interesting. Definitely my background.
How many kids you have?
I have one child and one grandchild. So yeah,
But where are you from?
Originally from New York. I now live in Las Vegas and have been there for 25 years. I'm co-owner of an air conditioning, heating, and plumbing company as well in Las Vegas. So in the trades for sure. My background has been more until this point when we opened the air conditioning company, kind of entrepreneurial as well. I owned a hair salon for many years and owned and operated that and ran a staff there. So definitely have some insight to that. And before that was in banking, private banking. So I was able to gain a lot of business experience and insights and finance experience through that as well.
What's the difference between the trades and hair salon?
There's not much difference. My husband always likes to say,
That's what I'm saying.
Hair and air.
Yeah, because my fiance, she's running two nail salons. And her business, it's absolutely the same as a trades.
Yeah.
The people, servicing people, a lot of hate from the customers, and or something like it, because all of them mostly women. And if something wrong with their nails, it's like they're going to hell with their craziness. But how long you running your HVAC business?
We've been in business 8 years.
8 years.
In Las Vegas.
How is it going?
It's going great. We keep it pretty small. We attempted this year. We're attempting growth. We've never attempted growth before. So last year we laid a little foundation in marketing and rebranding and trying to get ready for growth this year, which I'm glad we did. It's been a slow year for pretty much everybody in the industry, but we're 2.5 times growth this year to date. So even though we're not growing, I wanted to, 5 times growth. I wanted massive growth, but I'm happy with any growth that we can get. We're holding our own. Things are going fine in Vegas. We've been really, really strong in HVAC. This year we're stronger in plumbing.
But your husband decided to go to the trades, to the HVAC, right?
Yeah, he had a friend and mentor who kind of taught him a little bit about the trades, and from there, he was just took off with it. And
you said you're doing the HVAC, and you started to do something else, another trade, electrical?
Plumbing.
Plumbing.
Yeah.
Okay. And how it is?
Well, we introduced plumbing this year in January. And it's great. Actually, plumbing is what's getting us through the slower times in HVAC. We're really busy.
So Lee's doing the HVAC, electrical, and plumbing in all of the places?
Lee's does not do electrical. HVAC,
Why?
plumbing, and in Fresno they've added roofing. I think that we just haven't got around to it yet. It'd be helpful because the code right now in Fresno requires all heat pump conversions to have a whole new panel upgrade, and that's been expensive to outsource. But I think maybe it's on the roadmap. I don't know.
It's just like guys who have no jobs. Go to change this panel.
Yeah, it is.
Hey guys,
it's rough.
Get a permit for change out the panel. It's easy.
Yeah, we don't staff an electrician, so we do outsource that. We never had to change out a panel on every HVAC replacement before
EV
recently.
Chargers, like any commercials, lights, lighting, everything. It's a lot of work too.
Yeah,
as you said,
we don't do any of that.
About Shane Electric, Ampere.
Yeah, Ampere, he's killing it. And we saw that grow
Hi, Shane.
so fast. Hey, Shane. Yeah, we've been talking about you, Shane. Everyone wanted to get with Shane in Vegas when he was this big. No. And now we see, you see his trucks all over the place. And he's straight electrical. He doesn't do HVAC or plumbing. Right? He's just electrical, growing. So I think electrical is going to be a great vertical to be in. I think, especially when you go to the Midwest and the East Coast, you see a lot of people with all three trades. They call themselves mechanical and different things like that. It's a little bit different out here. So I think it'll be interesting. In Australia, I learned while I was there that their electricians moonlight as HVAC technicians. That's kind of the path that they go. You become an electrician first, and then if you are an electrician, most of them can also do HVAC. Where here we have straight HVAC technicians. It's a whole career and trade. There, they call them sparkies, and they say the sparkies can do HVAC. So they have plumbers and they have sparkies. HVAC isn't like a whole career option.
It is like in Washington State. Before you can do HVAC, you have to get electrical certification or electrician license before you can touch the HVAC. I know because I have HVAC license in Washington State. After 2 weeks, I will get another administrator license for the HVAC, like HVAC administrator license in Washington State. But moreover, right now I have 8 states with my own license.
Oh wow! You're licensed in 8 states?
Yes.
That's a lot of tests.
California, Arizona, Nevada, Hawaii, Texas, Florida, North Carolina. So
that's valuable.
But next maybe 1 or 2 months I will get my license in Georgia state.
I was just talking to someone who does marketing, a really interesting marketing setup. He's having really great success as he does around 30 cities. And he said Atlanta is amazing for leads right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I'm going to look at Atlanta.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're running franchise, and
yeah.
what I'm doing with people, when I'm saying them, they're asking me the question, how's the marketing going on that particular city or that particular city? My honest answer is I have no idea. And you go there, I'm selling you franchise, my brand, and we're gonna find out by your money. And we have agreement with you for 10 years. You're running the company under our brand. But if you quit, we will take your database, all your customer and everything, because this is our franchise disclosure document, unfortunately. We didn't do that in the past years with all the guys who quit. It's like a small amount, but anyway, some of them wanna to give up for some reason.
It's too hard. You know it?
It's not too hard. Don't tell people it's easy.
It is too hard for lazy. Well, okay, they're not lazy. I shouldn't call them lazy. They quit. Being an entrepreneur isn't not enough creative and tenacity. When you're a business, you have to constantly overcome challenges, which means you can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to take risks, and you have to know your business. And I think sometimes, especially right now, we see it so often in Vegas, there's a lot of people coming into the business and they're pretty smart if they're going with a franchise because you're giving them the system. We're seeing some people that know nothing about our industry come in and try to start greenfielding it, and they're losing a lot of money. So at least with the franchise, they're coming in with a system and they know those things, and that gives them a huge advantage. The community that you have, the training, those things. But
it's not enough.
You still have.
Sometimes it's not enough.
Most of us, our souls are connected to our business. We know our people, we know our profit, we know our financials, we know our marketing. We're constantly involved in our growth, and that's what it takes. I think actually, when you were saying earlier, some of us who are a little crazy come from some crazy backgrounds, right?
Yeah.
I think that what you called crazy, I call it courage. That crazy background, the things that we've been through are what give us just the slight edge to have the crazy courage that we need to face the challenges that we overcome. Yeah. If it was super easy, everyone would do it.
I call it the foundation.
Foundation. There we go. It gives us. But sometimes I meet people that don't have the motivation to overcome hard things, and so they give up very easily. I think we were probably talking about someone recently, and I said, yeah, I don't think that person has ever been through anything hard in their life, or they wouldn't be behaving like this, Some franchises think they bought the franchise of their own business and 5 p.m. I have to quit because
I worked before in office, so this is my time, my family time. My wife like go crazy if I'm not 5:30 at home. I said like, okay.
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's not. That's not how it goes.
Do you think it's like how his business running?
They're not. It's not gonna make money. I was talking to someone else with a franchise, and some people come in and they buy a franchise, and that does give them the advantage with the community and the business system and the training and everything that they need. The branding. You know that we all. If you're not going into a franchise system, you have to go create this all on your own. You know, and when you're starting from scratch. But they come in with that, and some of them think they just do that. They put a little bit of money into marketing, and all these sales are going to come in. And that's simply just not how our businesses work. And there's a huge part of it where you can't expect, I don't think, in my opinion, you can't expect these massive amounts of success in our industry if you're not actively engaged in developing your employees. And that's your mission is based around it, right? Mm-hmm. The development of your employees, the money that goes back into them, their quality of life, all of those things, right? Yeah. I am of a firm belief that our most valuable assets are our human technicians right now. Absolutely. Our entire business ecosystem. Service. Yes, for service, all of that. Our entire business ecosystem revolves around them getting a signed estimate, right? The whole goal of the beginning of our business is to increase the probabilities of that signed estimate, that it's going to be signed, the frequency at what they get signed, and the dollar amount that they get signed for, which means for our business world to go round, the human technician needs to establish rapport, trust, and credibility with that consumer so that they give us money in exchange for our services, hopefully of an equal or exceeding value, and that's what keeps us in business. However, on our cash statements, on our balance sheets, on our P&L, we don't quantify and measure the value of our human capital. It's not a thing because they're not a piece of equipment.
I mean, it's not all of the trade HVAC or electrical owners like treating the people like that, but
only the good ones treat them well.
Yeah.
And that's why they have good businesses. And I think too, money is great. We love money. We love making money. I love money. Money is a good thing. Good people with money do good things, all of that. But it's not what wakes me up in the morning. It's not. Is it what wakes you up in the morning and gets you to come in here every single day because you think I got to go in there and make money?
Yeah, I came here to the office because of you.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Like, it's not going to wake up and drive me every day. If money drove us, we'd punch in and out on a clock and know that we're going to get paid when we do it, right? It doesn't drive us. But coming from a background, I was never poor in Russia, and after living in Armenia for a few years, and I have some people that I love and care about very dearly who are incredibly poor in Armenia, and so I can imagine where you came from. But we grew up very poor in this country. We were raised by a single mother in the 80s. Obviously, I dropped out of high school, drugs, teenage pregnancy, all of those hard things that we had to go through. One thing that we know, whether you're in Armenia or Russia or this country, the world is not kind to the poor. Not at all. It makes me emotional. And this business, blue collar electrical appliance repair, drain cleaning, HVAC, plumbing, all these services that people need to survive, that you can learn if you're willing to show up and work hard. You don't need a Stanford education to come into the trades and make some money. As a business owner and a business leader and a leader of people in this industry, it gives us this incredible vehicle, millions and millions of dollars to change the lives of people who show up and work hard. And that's my personal mission. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, to provide a pathway to prosperity for anyone who's willing to show up and work hard, regardless of their gender. In HVAC, we're only 3% women. Their race in plumbing, we're only 8% Black people. The country you were born in, our industry has a massive opportunity for immigrants. Massive. I always say it like, most of my friends in this industry are not concerned with your immigration status. I say it online, I say it very loud. They can check the records, at least they're all good. Don't worry.
This is why you asked about all the notes you've seen on my wall. you ask like, did you travel all these countries?
Yep.
This is all the countries I'm dreamed to travel.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm in the United States 9.5 years, and I still have no green card. And I cannot travel. If I will leave the United States, I will not be able to go back. US is great. The country does give me a lot of opportunities, but I'm like in nice place to work with nice food and everything, but I cannot travel, which is fine. But my dream is travel. To travel. It's this why the wall with all the notes. I have to spend all this money not here.
In those places.
When did you come here? When did you come here?
In March 2016.
Okay, so right before you started the business. All right. Yeah.
After 1 year, I have to obtain the documents first, and then I worked for my friend for a few months, and then I started my own business.
I find it so oftentimes when I meet, there's a lot of immigrant business owners in our industry, and most of them started because it was a means to an end to acquire some cash when they got here, because you can come to our industry and work, with that. What I was speaking with Big Cruz about it, I said, wow, what's really amazing to me is how many immigrants have jobs here, an opportunity to earn money, a viable income, because it's really important and it's really hard to be an immigrant, and God bless or thankful for the pathway to get here, right? But earning money, all of these things, and it's this industry. It's the same thing with criminals. I told you I went to prison. I'm a 5-time convicted felon. It's not a popular thing to say that I hire felons, but somebody's got to. And a lot of times with many people, the difference between being a felon and not is if you got caught. Most people probably could have had a felony on their record somewhere at some time in their life had they been caught, and most people understand that. And most people in 2025, if they're not a felon themselves or have done some things that were wrong, they have someone that they love and care about who really screwed up in life somewhere.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and that is why I'm so passionate about this industry. I never planned to come to the trades. I didn't have, a lot of big goals here. Once I got here, it was a little bit about money, learning business, and it was really the women thing. When I went to a vertical track event, it was in Phoenix of 2022. I was working at Fetch Tech, and I asked my brother, is there a separate event for the women? Because I didn't see any there. And he just looked at me and said, it's pretty bad. And I thought in that moment, I will stay for like 10 years in the trades, and I think I can make a difference with my big mouth for women and create an opportunity. They don't know that they can come here and make money. So many uneducated women, we think the only options are, I don't know if you're uneducated or not, but a lot of uneducated women like myself, hospitality or cosmetology. That those are the only things. But if you're willing to show up and work hard here, you don't need an education to make money in the trades. Doesn't matter your gender, your race, your immigration status, or your criminal history. If you show up and you work hard over here, you can make an income if the business owners are willing to provide that pathway. And for me as a criminal, I remember my brother hiring me at least before I went to Armenia. And it was like my first week I'm there, and HR calls me in, you've got to fill out this paperwork. Okay. And I'm filling it out, and there's this part for the background check. I give my phone out. I'm out in the parking lot pacing back and forth, calling my brother. He's at Service Titan, not answering. 2020, I'm calling. Finally, he answers. Tom, what? What do you want? I said, they're going to do a background check on me. HR is going to do a background. You know that I don't care, Tom. But all your people here, they're going to know. And he said, I don't care. I said, oh. And I realized in that moment, yes, he was my brother, but he was also a business owner. And he had an opportunity to give me a job and an opportunity to earn money, a pathway to prosperity, I call it. And I needed him to say, I don't care. Because as a felon or an immigrant, or any underrepresented community, gender, race, whatever it is, we oftentimes think if we don't see someone, or we can't do that because I'm a felon, or I can't do that because I don't have a green card or something, you know what it is? And then you realize that someone will give you an opportunity, they don't care, it's okay, it changes your life.
Same thing with Stan, he doesn't have a green card as well. He's in the United States for 8 years already, and with same situation. And we went like a first time to the banks for got some money for the grow the business. What we gonna get? Nothing.
Nothing.
Like
they will not.
Where is your permanent residence card? I said like we have nothing, just a work authorization. I said okay, you are not qualified. Go to hell. But then we ended up to find like a credit unions who more open to wide to the immigrants, and we went from there.
So you needed one credit union to say okay.
Yeah.
That was like, have you read Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the Nike memoir? They had the same situation. They couldn't get funded.
The thing is, after we got the first like a credit for the business, and then we got the second credit for the business, bigger banks, like when our revenue comes to their bank, like a Wells Fargo, like oh, you guys need to fund it.
Now.
And then they break their own rules to provide the funds for our company.
Of course they did.
Yeah, because they're greedy.
Now they'll do it.
I mean, this is money is the key.
Yeah.
In our industry and everywhere, I think.
You know the golden rule?
Yeah.
He who has the gold makes the rules.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. That's what they taught me.
And because Russia is a country when you have laws and rules, nobody cares about them. You can go and you can give some money under table and someone will make work for you. Here in the United States, everybody follows the rules. No. I would say like...
No, I know what you mean.
But as I said, if you have a gold, in most cases, if you show the money or something, you can create the rules your own. And which is fine too. Maybe when I'm gonna grow and I will have more gray hairs in my head and my immigration status will change, maybe I will have to go to the political thing or something like that to make it work better for everybody. But right now it is what it is. Yeah.
It is. I learned about, money under the table and how those things work because I'm used to this country always following the rules, and then I moved to Armenia where it's quite simple there.
You have gold, you have everything.
Yes. Quite simple. When I moved there, some of my friends are like, how do you apply for a home to live in? Aren't they asking for credit and background check and this and that? I said, Actually, they did not even ask my name. Really? I said, they've only asked one question. Can you pay in US dollars?
Yeah.
I said, yes, I can. They said, here's the keys. And that was that. It's quite simple getting computers over there. They don't in Armenia at the time. Now, this is many years ago, and it's come a long way. In the past 5 years, I'm going back 1 or 2 times a year to visit. But at that time, 2021, I couldn't get computers there. They had some that were available refurbished. You couldn't get like the same ones. So I came back here to get computers, and here I'm flying to Armenia with 20 computers. And they're like, how are they going to let you pass customs? I'm thinking, I don't know, but I am confident I will figure it out, right? And for one very small price, I was right into the country, no problem, with all my computers.
Yeah, I'm telling people when I will get my green card, it will still have like a temporary thing. But when I will have my naturalization passport and everything will change.
Yes.
For me.
That is just a great thing. And I don't know now obviously right now with Russia it's completely different. When I got to Armenia in the beginning and I met some friends moving over there, people were like, how did you move? You don't speak the language? No. You've not been there, stuff like that. When I went to visit Tom, I met a friend. She was a tour guide, and she spoke perfect English. Still one of my best friends to this day. Her name's Nare, and we kept in touch over Instagram. Isn't that crazy? Opposite sides of the world, grew up completely different lives. She grew up former Soviet Union, then in Armenia through some time. Same age we are. And I just kept in touch with her. When I want to move, she is very confused. Everyone in Armenia was very confused that there's an American, moving here. And so I moved there, and growing up in this country all of my life, we're not exposed. We don't know how those things work. We don't know that you can't just come and leave the country whenever you want, things like that. And carrying an American passport, we can visa-free go almost anywhere. We don't know about these restrictions. We're not educated. We don't understand. And I get there and I ask my friends, well, how do you come to the U.S.? Perhaps I can help, it can't be that hard. They just let me in and out all the time, and they explained to me at this time, it would be absolutely impossible. They were dead set on their minds that there is absolutely no way, Catherine, that we can get visas to the U.S. It's very, very, very hard. At the time, the embassy was closed, and they are not wealthy Armenians. They're what they call simple people. And it's very, very expensive, and this and this and this. It is impossible. And they stood by that in their minds. They would always say, we are a former Soviet Union, we cannot get visas. We do not go there. I remember the first time I went to Nare's house, she said, you're the first American I've ever had in my home. And I said, oh, wow, that's special. And she said, no, you don't understand. She's like, for me, having they call me original American. I think that means because I was born here. Original American. And
made in America.
I'm like, I think I'm original American. Having an American come into my home for you, Catherine, would be like the alien spaceship from outer space has come down and landed, and the alien is coming into your home for dinner. And I thought, wow, that's just so crazy because we are so normal people, and here we are. And they were dead set that they could never come. And I got to the point, I don't know if this is politically correct to say, when I would leave Armenia, and all of my friends and all of their family would come to the airport to see me off, I would feel bad because I couldn't go and they couldn't. So I started this thing where we'd go to Dubai in between. We'd leave Armenia altogether on vacation in Dubai, and I would go home from there. But I would start to ask them, when you come to America, what color will you get your suitcase? And they would say, shut up, Catherine. They're not coming to America. Okay, and the next time I would leave, so what color do you think your suitcase will be? And I would always ask them that. We are not coming to America, Catherine. They would laugh, they would smile, whatever. I went back last October. They've got lines in the road and street lights and all sorts of sophistication going on in Armenia. And COVID is over. And I asked, hey, wait a minute. Is this embassy open? They said, yes, it is. And I'm in charge of Lee's at this point. Wow, how God has created a pathway. I said, we can apply for visas. Lee's can sponsor them. You've been working for us for 4 years now. Let's try it. They will not give us visa. We will try. We tried. They applied January 30th. They went in. They were the third this year.
Okay.
This year. It took us 4 years. January 30th. Sofa and Nare are their names. The very first two people I met in Armenia and hired. They're still working for us today. We filled out their paperwork. I remember I'm going to do this, not telling anyone, don't want any opinions, don't want anyone to tell me no. I'm a little crazy, but courageous. And we are filling out their paperwork. The embassy said we need a financial officer to sign that you will pay. I waited till the CFO at least was very busy. I came and I just need you to sign this. He's like, the embassy? Catherine! I just signed them. He signed them, got very lucky in that moment. They went, and as even they were in line at the U.S. Embassy in Yerevan, the first people that went up, 4 women coming, denied. Next, it was a couple, husband and wife, denied, and then they were going up next. They're thinking in their mind all the way up to that moment, it is impossible to get a
tourist
visa.
visa or
They got a 10-year tourist visa. They both got approved. They came in April.
this year?
Yes, I picked them up at LAX.
This way we
And
work
they're
with people
doing-
who are in abroad, still there, and we're running the H-1B visas for like a lottery.
Yeah.
We apply for them, and this last year, like we applied 15 people or like maybe 12, and 3 of them won, and one of them he works already here as an electrician. And this year, from one of the 17 won the H-1B visa, and he still like some work from USCIS, but he's an experienced professional in refrigeration and all that stuff, very high educated.
He got a visa?
He got, I mean, he have to get his visa maybe in 1 to 3 months or something, and he gonna come with whole family here. And we work this way because this is an opportunity, like it's called H-1B visa.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one way to attach one employee to the company. You have to pay him particular average salary, no low, no high, which is like a county says for the particular profession or title. And this employee kind of very attached to the company. He can apply to another company, but it's going to be very high. So he have to does the particular thing in our company, and he have to kind of find the same company with same features, quirks and features. It's kind of very hard to find to him and go from our company. And H-1B visa provide this opportunity.
Nice.
And you cannot fire. You can fire him, but he cannot go out of your company.
Yeah.
And it's kind of very beneficial.
Beneficial for the owners.
For the family, for the owner, and because they kind of, as you said, they never dreamed about it. Like, they will come to the United States.
They believe it's impossible.
Yeah, like California.
In their core.
Because the California state of the brand of the United States, they like dreaming to come to California.
Yes.
West Coast.
They are probably quite disappointed when they get here. No, I'm just kidding. I am always thinking that, like, they're going to be so disappointed.
I talk with many Americans. This is a kind of point as well, but you've been in other countries and you've seen. Have you been in other countries somewhere?
Yeah, I've been in Europe. I've been to England and Scotland and Italy, and I've been all over the Caribbean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not in Russia or Armenia or somewhere else?
Not yet.
Kazakhstan.
Not yet. My grandmother's from Lithuania, though, so I would love to go. I think not.
We're going to go to Armenia.
Not right
No,
now.
I mean, I met many Americans, like they complaining about the United States government, about the rules not following or whatever. I said, like, you know what, you've never been in the Russia or other countries, so what are you talking about? I love you, United States. And they like, what's wrong with you? You are crazy or what?
In America?
Yeah, I'm telling about the United States and how great it is a country, and they like they are not like they was thinking I'm crazy or something.
Well, I think that there's some great
It is
things.
just the comparison. This is the true in comparison between countries. This is why
You want to stay here forever? I don't.
I cannot
You don't know.
be creative like you because I'm not original.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. I have to always remember.
My 3 kids are
That-
original already.
Yes, I can come back whenever I want, and that's a privilege and something that original Americans take for granted, for sure. But I believe that I will stay here as long as I'm continuing to earn money in this country. And when I don't need to earn money anymore, I think that I will leave.
My son, he came with us from Moscow. He's original Moscow mate. And when I met my fiance, and he said like, does she have green card? I said, no, she does have US passport. No, the first thing, he was thinking for sure like this is a big privilege and he knows it still because he doesn't have the green card as his dad too. When he said, because I taught him like the green card, the dream we have right now together with him, not our like 3 kids we have, but the US passport is like the biggest thing we have to earn here in the United States as an immigrant. And it's hard-working thing. This is why we have to work hard.
Yeah, and you know most original Americans don't have a passport. They don't even go and get one. Just 30% of us.
I know.
Crazy.
I find it so interesting. I'm the daughter of an immigrant. My dad was an immigrant from Italy. And I find it so interesting, just the dynamics, right? So we grew up never traveling out of the country because this is the greatest country in the world. Why do we have to go anywhere else? He did not teach us to speak Italian because we're American. We don't speak Italian, we speak English. Well, he spoke Italian, not us. But the pride that immigrants have in this country is amazingly so much stronger than the pride that
original Americans
have, for sure. But he instilled that in us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're very grateful to being here.
Yeah. I see where original Americans might feel differently.
Because for this very nice note.
This.
Say thank you.
Okay.
Nobody gonna watch 2 hours video.
2 hours now. We're talking too long.
Right?
It's exciting though. The fact that this business system gives us the opportunity to provide that pathway for so many people. You've got how many locations now? 50.
But some of them like one-man shop, somewhere
doesn't
like a
matter.
two-man shop. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Think about all of the people that are putting food on their families because you decided to stay in business. And I know we're not talking about how hard it is, but I know that it wasn't easy. You're not even an original American that can go to the bank and get a loan, and you still figured it out. And it's not because you want to get rich and give me all the money and I will sit here on my couch on a pile of money. You're out there providing for all of these people, these visa programs for their families and good incomes and a place to work and all of these things. People miss that unless they're in our position. And the trades is just in place. We don't need people with high educations. You don't have to be elite. You just have to have a good attitude, a willingness to work hard, and a willingness to learn. And people like you, and people like my brother, and now I can even join the club, people like myself, that come out there and do the hard work to put the opportunities in place. That is what wakes me up every single day. I told friends, at least after my friends got their visas, I thought that I came to Lee's to get $10 million in EBITDA in the next 24 months so that we could sell. That was the promise I made to my brother and the goal. Once they got those visas, I didn't care if this place is burned down. There we are. Life is good. I have conquered the world. And that's really
it's
special.
Just another level of happiness because when you're helping some of the people, because when the people watching the videos, no, you cannot pay $15,000 or $20,000 per month to an electrician. This is crazy amount of money. I said, why not? Because he earned it. We have a system which can provide him such of the amount of the money. I cannot believe. I said, come here, get hired, and you'll see. He got a first check, a $10,000. I cannot believe. What the heck? What's wrong? Something wrong with it. I can't believe it. Next month should be worse. Next month, a 12,000. No, it's unbelievable. Next month should be worse or something. Something wrong here. Third month, a 15K. It's he quit. Quiet. And
they think something's illegal or
yeah,
wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow, where is this coming from? They might come back for it.
Fraud going on here.
Are you going to ask for it back?
Yeah.
What's going on? But that's life-changing money for someone who came here for a better life. And I know for you, for me, means more than any money you have.
1 year, 1.5. Too much taxes. said, no, that time I said, welcome to California.
Yes! Oh, go to Nevada as fast as you can. But it does, it means more than any money that we get.
Yeah.
And it means more than any money that we can earn. At first, of course, we're there for the money. And you've got to pay me to show up. No doubt. Every single person. I wouldn't expect any less. But there comes a point, my rewards are not monetary. I don't care if we have 10 million, 15 million, 12 million, 8 million in EBITDA. What difference does it make? I mean, it makes a difference. But especially on the sale price, it makes a difference. But it's not what drives me. At some point, it doesn't. And blue collar, it's an industry that gives us a way, an opportunity to provide for other people, and I think that's what's special.
When I'm saying like we closed last year like $37 million in revenue, they like,
It's a lot of jobs.
how you did it, like blah blah
It's
blah.
a lot of payroll.
But I said like but why you so poor? Why you cannot just buy cash any like a Rolls Royce you want? I said because we working as a non-profitable organization. Because we had to reinvest the whole money and everything, so our bottom line is like sometimes just a break even or even like a negative profit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to do something with my own profit, which I bring to the home back.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's how you got to 37 million too. A lot of people, they're at 1 million, 2 million. How do you get to 37? You know, it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of risk.
It's just one location.
Yeah, Justin, that's it. Yeah, you said like almost 50 trucks, something like that. Think about all those paychecks. And 37 million, that's the top line. A lot of people don't understand that's not the bottom line, right? Like with that. But $37 million of volume going through your bank account gave you the ability to put millions and millions. I don't know what your payroll was. I know at least our payroll was over $20 million, and there's nothing I'm more proud of than that number. I love when I see my percentage of payroll go up. Tom doesn't, but I do. Like, you know, with that, but it's an amazing opportunity that we have in business here where we didn't have to, you know, create the next DoorDash app or unicorn technology company to make millions and millions of dollars.
When they're watching my videos in Silicon Valley, they thinking I'm richer than IT software engineers. I said like, no, I just making maybe less money than you are because my bottom line is like nothing. But I'm doing and I'm growing in the capital.
Mm-hmm.
That's why maybe in numbers when I can I have opportunity to sell something in my company, I can be a millionaire,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe $5 million cash out or whatever. But I don't want to do that because this is my company, this is my kid, and I want to grow it.
Yeah. And eventually you'll exit.
Yeah, I love it.
Whether you die or you sell it. You know, we always talk about eventually there's an exit. You can keep it until you die, but then you'll exit.
Yeah.
When you die, or you can run it forever. Either way, if you focus on growth and oftentimes in our business we're sacrificing the profit to reinvest and focus on the growth, you can continue to grow. At any point in time, you can decide to focus on the bottom line, right, and stabilize out, and your business becomes so valuable that it can be worth 100 million, 200 million. I mean, I know of a garage door company that's worth $1 billion. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say the name, the legal, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not making claims here. Worth $1 billion now. That kind of money, like we talked about, it's enough to buy political seats. It's enough to buy ambassador seats. It's enough to change public policy. And in this country, those things are enough to change the world. That's why I believe making money is a good thing. Because it's not the politicians that make the rules around here. It's the people that buy those seats. It's the business owners. He who has the gold makes the rules. The more gold that hard-working, blue-collar people can have, the more power that we have. And I believe it's time we take this country back. You know, it's a lot of money. There's a lot of money coming into our industry. We're having the ability to roll up, become valuable, take on billions of dollars. billions of dollars in the hands of blue-collar people is enough to change the world through political seats, ambassadorships, and public policy. That's my end game.
Need to cut.
Cut!
No, I want to say thank you very much for the inspirational podcast.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, let's go to drink tea.
Yes.
Thank you very much for watching. Like,
Alright,
subscribe,
thank
or
you.
whatever.
Bye, guys.